All right, we are live. All right, let's see if anybody comes in here. In the meantime, I need to see if I have this game. There was a discrepancy. Last, if I could say the word, I can't say the word. Eli is in the live chat room. What's going on, Eli? Fight night, round 4. Now, there was a situation where we had the case, but the game was like not here. I think because somebody traded in round 3 and a round 4 case. Because we didn't have a case for round 3, but we had one for round 4. You're the only person in my sub that I get notification right when you go live. DJ, what's up? Well, Eli, you're the only one that gets notifications when we go live, because everyone else doesn't. So today's the last day, and then I'm closing for a couple of days. Fight night round 4 right here. So we do have it. So this goes up on the shelf. So if you notice the PS3 shelf, it looks ugly, but what am I going to do? I had them all in the bin with the Blu-ray movies. But the Blu-rays are 50% off, and people were like, this is 50 off, right? And it says, no, it says Blu-ray movies and DVDs. It doesn't say games. So people don't get fucking mad at me. I'm going to take these out and stick them on the shelf. And the shelf looks nasty, but you know what? People, when they come in, they can see all the games we got. So we do, in fact, have this game. So I'm going to put this on the shelf. Just wanted to double check that before I did all that. Okay. Well, there's that. That's done. Might want to reprice those PS5 games. I mean, I got a percentage off of them anyway. I give sales, so I don't have to change the damn prices. I'd rather just knock off whatever's already on there. But do you see why I don't want to take trades anymore? Because people want to trade in 360 and PS3. And look at that. I have no room. I told you guys, it's not a PlayStation town. This is a Xbox-centric Nintendo town. However, they do buy PS1 and PS2 games. Those are like the big ones. 3. Alright, so I do have Fight Night here. Any other PS3 games I can put in this book? Slots open. Overstock up here. Well, not overstock. Usually just games that come in recently. Trying to keep all the PlayStation in one section. Gotta organize this stuff. Some PS5 games mixed in. PS4. I still have some of Jeff's PS4 stuff up here. Jeff traded in his PS4 and all his physical stuff. What was that, like 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Eli says, DJ, how's it going? This is 3. PS3. There's no PS3 games up here. No, this is PlayStation 1. That's up the other section. I put one of my matches. Yeah, I saw that. You're like, here's the match. Don't show anybody. And I was like, alright, well then I won't watch it. Okay, here's PlayStation 4 and 5. Here's 5. Here's 4. It's all 360 stuff. Let me get the 360 stuff out of here. It's all Dreamcast, Saturn. There's a Wii game here. Let's do Wii. 360. Taka's been busy the last few days, so I'm trying to get permission. So they don't want you to put them public because they got storylines going on in there, or what? What's the deal? Kabuki? I have Wii Sports. Saturn. With all the Saturn games you got me. He hasn't put it public yet. Yes, but he hasn't put it public because of storylines or what? That's what I'm asking. I know they're not public. This is Sega CD and Sega Saturn right here, which will probably remain up there because I don't have a book for these. And Sega CD, Sega Dreamcast. There's Xbox One. Here's Wii. I'll put Wii U, I'll stick over here. There's all Sega stuff again. Sega CDs back there too. Yeah, let's make that the wall of Sega. Okay, here's Wii U again. Let's stick those over here. There's more Sega stuff. I should sort it between Saturn, Dreamcast, Sega CD. This is GameCube, right? So this game doesn't have a case. Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. So I gotta make a case for this. Because this came, someone traded in a GameCube, I think, and it was in there. I didn't know that. Or something. This was somewhere. This came from somewhere. I don't have a case for it, so I gotta make a case. So people know I have it and I could get rid of it. Okay, so here's Sega CD. Here's Xbox 360. 360 is over here. These games are scratched. I can't sell these. Doesn't have a lot of staff. I figured. He's by himself over there. Okay, let's do Sega CD first, okay? Since that's the oldest. Saturn, Saturn, Saturn. I'm gonna go through this whole thing. Dreamcast, Dreamcast, Saturn, Saturn, Dreamcast, 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 Saturn, 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 Sega CD, Sega CD, Sega CD, Sega CD, Sega CD. I got this. Dreamcast import. Dreamcast, 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 Dreamcast. Dream, 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 dream. It's all my Dreamcast games. NHL Power Play at Sega Saturn. Saturn, 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 Saturn. Okay. Alright, so all the Sega stuff is sorted. There's Sega CD, there's Sega Saturn, there's Sega Dreamcast. Okay. PlayStation 1. Got Sonic R for Sega PC. Excuse me. Pizza Hut demo. These are all PS1 games. Alright, so these are all PlayStation 1. I need all those games to be good. Well, let's hope. That Crazy Taxi game better be in 60, because that trailer, all those games are on 30 in a trailer. Better be 60 FPS or else. Alright, so here's PlayStation 2. Here's all the PlayStation 1. At least from that pile. PlayStation 2. It's Xbox One. Wii U. I guess this will start PlayStation 2. Where's PS4 at? This right here? Yeah. I need a case for WWE. Cases for those. 4. PlayStation 5. PlayStation 2. 1, 2, 2. Wii 5, 360, was Xbox One. Alright. There's no PlayStation 3 on here. This book is PS3 and GameCube. So what game is this on GameCube? Jedi Knight 2 Outcast. I'm going to take a photo of this so I can get a case for it. Okay. Alright, so that's booked. Next game I need a photo for is WWE SVR 2010. That's done. Okay. Streets of Rage. Yeah, no. Fighting Force was originally Streets of Rage. Hey, look, I hope Sega just, after this Genesis shit, can we get Saturn stuff? Could you remake 3 Dirty Dwarves? I mean, that'd be great. I'd be down with that. Remake Bug. Get these games out there. There's not many games here. So, Medal of Honor. Let's try to get these games in order. That's almost impossible. L M H I J K L M N O P Q R S T. Alright, so we have Mortal Kombat, Metal Gear, Wild Arms. Hitman 2. This actually goes over there. Haven. Everything's out of order because over the years games have come in and there's no spot in the book, so you throw them wherever. And that could get messy if a customer comes in. And you have to sit here all day and look for stuff. LMNOP. So we have all this room for Mortal Kombat. Tekken 5. Wild Arms. Okay, so that's all for our PlayStation 2. Let's have PS1 in here, which no way that's going to be filled. And we have PlayStation 4 in here. And 5. A, anything with A. Death Stranding. Everything's out of order here. PS5. I have to take Dreamcast out of the book. Maybe not. Like a Dragon. Like a Dragon, we got everything sorted. Do I have a case for Wii Sports? I don't remember. I gotta look, see if I have a case for Wii Sports. This is Xbox One. This is PlayStation 5. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to take out Dreamcast for PlayStation 5 games. How many do we have? That's 6 of them. Let's just take all the Dreamcast stuff out. I gotta get another book just for Dreamcast. Shenmue. Hold on. Alrighty, here we go. We're good. Alright, so I gotta do 4 of these. An extra one here. I have Skyrim VR, I didn't even know that. Somebody must have traded that in. You're good?
He was bringing supplies in, so sometimes he like unlocks the bar. You want to make sure that he locked
The king is in the building. What's up, king? The king is here. I could stick Skyrim VR over here. So PS4 is lined up. What about here? Are PS4 games here or what? There's PS4 games. What am I doing? Let me sort this section. Alright, so here's PS2. I just did PS2. Now I gotta do this again. Let's put all these PS4 games in here. So Sackboy. All the way at the end here. Marvel Avengers. Is that game worth anything anymore? Alright, so we need PS4 and a PS5, but we still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need 3 more pages of all the PS4 games in here. I'm just going to have to move stuff around. Fill in some gaps here. And then move stuff down. Okay. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that should take care of all the PlayStation 4 games. They're going to be completely out of order, but they're going to be in the book. Madden 19. What's that going for? $2. It was probably the last sports game I took. It was Madden 19. But it was new, like when they traded it in. So, I mean, it wasn't like I took it in like a year ago. That's why I don't take sports games anymore. Is Madden 19 even up there? Mass Effect. I don't even think I see it up there. Crazy day, there was a fire. Oh shit. Thank God nobody got hurt. As long as you're okay, King. That's the main thing. These are PS1 and PS2. Casper. Dash Team Racing. I'll have to just go here for now. Casper goes here next to the other Casper. Austin Powers Pinball. I'm just going to stick right here. Spider-Man. Tony Hawk. NHL hits. Beautiful. Oh, what's that? It's WWE. Any other PS1 games I could stick in here? That isn't like 25 discs. A Star Ocean. Oh, fancy. Best Move 2. Monopoly. I'm doing good, King. How about you? Just hanging out, getting this stuff done over here. any other single disc games I have. It's all. We got Mega Man X6, X5, Rampage, WCW, Kiss Pinball, Namco, Jurassic Park, Critical Depth, and the Pizza Hut demo. Okay. Anything close to A. Yeah, M, R, R, W, W, K, N, J, Critical Depth. I'll put Critical Depth over here. Monopoly over here. There's no other open spots here. Yeah, King, you're right. Everyone stay safe out there for sure. It's crazy out there. Well, this is another game. I have a someone traded in Up Your Arsenal, but I think they used the Ratchet and Clank 1 box because we don't have a case for this. So I had to check my car. If it's not in my car, then I got to print the case out for it. You know, wait. You can leave that over there. Put Mega Man 5 up here. So it's in some sort of an order. Namco, Nuclear Strike, what is this? This is Star Ocean, right? The two WCW games. I'll throw them right here. Throw them over here, never mind. No, I have Galarian's Ash. I should put Galarian's here, but I think that's 4 discs. Double check. 1, 2. 3. Well, that's 3 discs. So put Galarian's PS1 next to Galarian's PS2. We'll just do that. Shin Megami Tensei. No one cares. I'll stick this over here. Okay, so now I have several spaces open. Let's do Fear Effect. That's 4 discs. I'll take up 1 row here. Eli tried to play Fear Effect. I rented it. I think it was alright. I just didn't get too far in it. So Final Fantasy 9 is 4 discs. So I think we'll put 9 in here. Just to alleviate the clutter here. Disc 2 and disc 1. Final Fantasy 8 has 4 discs? I thought I only had 3. Okay, we'll do that. Final Fantasy 4. It's like Final Fantasy 8. 8. 8 discs. Okay. 8 and 8. Jamie, what's going on, man? How you doing? I'm just organizing. I have been wearing a mask when I go out lately because a lot of stuff is in the air. People go, yeah, my mom just got it after 4 years, so watch out. She's been locked up for over a week now, and they're still positive in the house. So I couldn't go over there during Christmas Eve because of that. Alright, I can move some of this stuff around. Just be careful out there, King. Hockey fan, what's going on, man? How you doing? I know what you're here to talk about. Let's just say how the mighty have fallen. Hey, we called it, man. Once a clown, always a clown. This guy got caught with his pants down. What happened? Chris Jericho. He's in big trouble right now. Y2J. He's in big trouble. He sure is. He sure is, buddy. And by the way, Hockey, I listened to, my wife pulled up an old Brian Alvarez clip where Brian Alvarez said nothing happened with Riley Kay or whatever her name is. But something did in fact happen. But nothing happened. Nothing nefarious. Nothing happened. I don't think it's BS, Jamie. I mean, we already know who this guy is. He's a nut. So it lines up. And if you remember last week, it came out that he made other people sign an NDA. Because he said he never signed one. But he made other people sign one. And everyone's like, what does that mean? What did he do where he had to have people sign an NDA? Today, this morning happened. Then you found out, okay. This guy just doesn't stop, man. Yeah, what he did is BS. Yep, exactly. Thank you. They got a lot of Jericho defenders out there, and I don't know why. Look, we don't know what happened, but it lines up. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Sean Spears is out. Here's the thing, and I tried telling Jesus this, but he doesn't listen. AEW doesn't know if they're going to get their TV deal. So what they're doing is they're firing a lot of people just to save any type of money, because I guarantee you they can't guarantee those people that they're going to have a TV deal to pay them. So it's better to cut bait with them and get rid of them. I told Jesus this. He goes, but they weren't good anyway. It's like, it doesn't matter if they're good or not. He's firing the underneath people. He fired the events guy. You know, like when you saw like 10 people in the arena and it's empty? They fired that dude, which was a good move. The guy's booking 20,000 seat arenas for 300 tickets. They fired the Buck's wife because, again, she's not needed. Like, all these people are on the low totem pole here. But eventually, it's going to come. They're going to come up to the mid card and start firing those guys, and then I'm going to hear, well, those guys weren't good anyway. It's like whenever they fire somebody, they weren't good. Okay, but the point is they're firing people. What's up, Danny? Fred, what's going on, man? You didn't show up yesterday. So far, so good. Just organizing some games and putting them in the book here. That's Shockey, yeah, right? Yeah, he's been getting rid of people. But I'm trying to tell Jesus, like, this is, like, the reason why he's getting rid of people. It's like, yeah, but they weren't good. Guy, it's not about touching, feeling guys in the ring. It's the whole package. I mean, hockey understands completely what the hell I'm talking about. You can have great matches all you want, but that's not going to save the company. What happens when he starts firing guys like Moxley? Oh, well, Moxley wasn't good anyway. Meanwhile, last week you're telling me Moxley had the greatest match of all time. He's cutting his arm open and sucking the blood out of his arm. On my way to work, 12-hour shift. Well, Danny, I hope it goes by quickly, and I hope that you get home, you relax, you have a happy new year. Tonight's my last night, and I'm taking the next couple of days off. AEW's dying. Bro, Jericho's in the main event tonight. If that motherfucker's still in the main event tonight, after all the stuff that came out today, they're losing a lot more fans than they think. They got to pull the plug on Jericho. I mean, he's locked up to a contract anyway. Just get rid of him for a couple of months and then bring him back. Wait till it dies down. Look at WCW, man. As the company was dying, there's still decent wrestling going on, and that didn't save them. That's true. He's right. You had the new blood. Those guys were just ruling Nitro. You had Steiner running around in the main event, which is fine. But you had the Filthy Animals. You had the new guys coming up. There were some great fucking matches. The Young Dragons versus 3 Count. They did that match a million times. That was like the first tag team ladder match, and they did it like 3 or 4 times because it was great. Everyone loved it. But that couldn't save WCW. It just goes to show it's the whole thing. It's not just matches. Kenny Omega could touchy-feely, like a 25-star match. I don't know if people are looking at me outside. But at the end of the fucking day, it ain't going to save the company. I posted a picture in a group chat. I'll check it in a second. But good in-ring wrestling doesn't mean shit anymore. No, it never did. That was Vince McMahon's excuse because he couldn't write a fucking storyline. If you notice hockey, that learning your craft came in 2002 and beyond. It's when the guy started losing. He couldn't figure out where to go booking wise. Then it became less about the stories and more about the wrestling. Now they've kind of jumped back into the stories. And the wrestling is like there, but it's second. That's why I hate when fans say, oh, well, he can't work. It doesn't matter if he can work. He's a fucking character on a TV show. I'm sure there are actors out there that don't know how to drive a car, but they're fucking great actors. You're not going to go to the movie theater and be like, hey, you know what? This guy, Chris Pratt, he can't drive his car. People are going to be like, oh, shit, he doesn't know how to drive? I'm walking out of Jurassic World. Like, it's so stupid. You had to give people a show worth remembering. Yes. Attitude Era. Man, that was wrestling. That was the last thing we worried about. Yes. I'll never forget Frank's sister. It was like 10 years ago for Beast from the East. That pay-per-view. Brock Lesnar beat Big Show in a squash match. And she wrote, oh, that match was a ripoff. And I'm like, that's what you call a squash match. I'm like, because the fans today are conditioned to 45-minute matches, where we're conditioned to 3-minute matches. And then when you ordered the pay-per-view, you got a 25-minute match. Usually, the longest match was the title match on the card. The Attitude Era was all about beating the shit out of people. It wasn't about... It wasn't touchy-feely wrestling. It wasn't ballet or ballerina shit. It was about smash mouth kicking that ass. It's only when this guy McMahon ran out of ideas and writers, and all of a sudden it was about the wrestling, the craft. Oh, you got to hone your craft. And then they had the longer matches because to fill out the show because they didn't. WWE was like, yeah, we got a world champion. That's the only guy we're pushing. That's the only storyline we're focused on. All these other guys, they don't matter anymore. Let's see if a couple of mid-card guys can give us a 45-minute match. 5 commercial breaks. WWF never did commercial breaks during matches. Only after they bought WCW, they started doing that. JB Zombie 89, what's up? You got the new picture. There you go. Looks pretty good. New year, new picture. Al Snow's head is still more over than Kenny Omega. Yo, what is with Al Snow? I saw him on Russo's podcast. Al Snow sounds like fucking Hulk Hogan smoked like 75 packs of cigarettes or something. Number one, he looks like Hulk Hogan. Number two, he sounds like Hulk Hogan. You can't even understand Al Snow. His voice is like... His voice is so, like, deep. It sounds like he's got fucking cake in his mouth or something. WWE channel is almost at 1 million subs. That's crazy. WCW had touchy-feely matches, but they were like 8 minutes max. WCW had the better matches than WWF. Everyone knows that. WWF was always cartoony, kiddie wrestling. It wasn't, you know, wrestling. McMahon brought like a Mickey Mouse type feeling to And that worked because he's a multi-billionaire right now, right? He saw the marketing in wrestling where nobody, all the old timers were like, yeah, it's just wrestling. Who cares? And he's like, no, well, this, I'm taking over. He actually had the vision. He marketed the shit out of that, and he's a multi-billionaire because of it. So that's crazy. It's crazy how popular it is. Yeah, I know. I wish everyone a happy new year. You guys are the best, says the king. And I think Al is on the Jew. Oh yeah, he's on. Dude, you don't get. This guy looked like. I mean, he was a jobber. He looked like a jobber, and now this guy looks like Hulk Hogan. You could dress him in the red and yellow, and nobody would think it was anybody. They would think it's Hulk Hogan. I just don't understand why he's on the juice now. I mean, he's like 60 years old. It's like, bro, you're supposed to be getting off the juice, not on it. Ted Turner was a billionaire as well, and that wrestling doesn't sell. Not alone. Well, Ted Turner just bought it just to have it, you know? Who's on the juice? Al Snow. He looks like Hulk Hogan now. And he sounds like Frankenstein. He's getting older, your testosterone shuts down. Yeah, but you don't take fucking steroids. You get older. Bro, Al Snow, I'm not even kidding you guys. He looks like Hulk Hogan. The roids this guy's on. Alright, so we're done with this book. I have this Pizza Hut demo. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I could use it as a test disc, I guess. Yeah, I'll do that. I have a little case of discs that I use to test. So we have to fill up the Xbox One, Xbox 360, and Wii. Always liked Al Snow as the main trainer of Tough Enough. Funny bastard. Yeah, it was good. I'll give you a funny Al Snow story. My cousins that live in Ohio, they worked at a restaurant and he didn't tip. Which is funny because Foley always talks about Al Snow being cheap. And he didn't tip. It's kind of fucked up, man. We're going to pump you up. That's fucked. Yeah, I know. You know how Foley would always say Al Snow is cheap? Well, that's true. He was shooting the whole time. Here's 360. Anyway, yeah, so Jericho, man, he's got a lot of, we're going to see what Tony Khan does tonight, if he does the right thing, or if he, lets Hollywood Chris Jericho get away with this stuff. But Tony Khan knows because he signed the NDA. If this is all true, Tony Khan gave her release. And he gave her release with an NDA. Because if you guys remember, she was promoted for before they debuted on TNT, and she was in all the commercials. You know what? I'm going to leave these in a separate spot. There's some scratch discs here that I'm not selling, but I don't want them up there. What's up with Jericho's chest? Why is it caved in? Roids. I don't know if you heard JB, but he's accused of sexual harassment now. And unfortunately, it looks like the timeline adds up. So, good old Chris Jericho. He's in big, big trouble right now. A, B, C, D. Where's D? B, C. Oh, this whole thing here. There's all these empty spots over here. Can it run Crisis? Damn, man. Dead Space. Dead or Alive. Dirt. A lot of these are empty here. E, F, G, H. I got Halo 3. We got Lego Batman. Lego Batman 2 is right here, so put that next to Lego Batman. Midway Arcade. We have another Dead Space copy. Or is this disc 2 of Dead Space? No, we have Dead Space. Another copy of Dead Space. When he retires, no one's going to care about his ass. That's true. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's actually, Jamie, that's the alphabet that he cannot recite drunk. I guarantee you he was drunk. He made a pass at her or grabbed her or something. I don't know. We don't know. This is what we're hearing online. Allegedly. I think he was drunk, though. If I had to guess, I would guess he was drunk. He already responded to it. He tweeted one of the women that reported it. He was like, "Oh, so you're a journalist now?" It's like, bro, if I were you, I'd shut up. Now repeat that backwards, Y2J. Yo, he lost the belt. I went there for All Out, the first All Out in 2019. He literally got drunk and left the belt on top of the limo, and the fucking belt flew off into the highway. The guy lost the belt the first night he had it because he was so drunk. He's a mess. What games? These are games that belong in the book. So it's just whatever I picked out here. I don't even know if I could sell this stuff here. I'll have to put these in a section. That's what I'll do. I'll put them backwards. So my wife doesn't sell them by accident. So these are games on Scratch, but they're backwards compatible for the Series X and the Xbox One. These games can be scratched all day long. It just reads the serial number on here, and it downloads the game for you. But I don't want my wife to accidentally, or me, to accidentally put these in cases and sell them. So I'm going to put these games in backwards so that if I get a buffing machine, I have one in the closet, but if I ever use it again, I'll buff these games. So this is just 360, right? Actually, I could throw these at the very end. Naughty, naughty games. Yeah, Left 4 Dead, Force Unleashed, Saints Row the Third, and Borderlands 2. I'll put these at the very end. This way we know not to use these. Buff Bagwell, what about him? And this is WWE. This is Fred's. He traded this in. I gotta print the case for it though. It was Fred's. Oh, Jamie, I gotta show you something. Sonic R for PC. Sega PC. I had the case for this. It's just somewhere in one of the bins over there. I'm gonna throw this in the back here. Just because I don't want this hanging out. Give me Pizza Hut. Okay, so we have Xbox One games here. They don't mean jack shit. Assassin's Creed, WWE 15, WWE 17, Unity, Destiny, Bioshock. Sega! Yeah, it's the demo. Alright, Wii is next. Wii and Wii U. Keep all the games in these things. This is Xbox One, original Xbox, Wii, Wii U. How many Xbox One we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, good. There's plenty of pages here. David R., what's going on, man? Sorry about that. I saw you posted and I was talking. Then I finished talking and then I went back over here. Okay. Wii Sports, I have to check the wall and see if there's a case for that. Wii Play. You got Kirby. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Just Dance 4. You know, I think somebody called for this. We don't have the case on the wall? Kabuki. A cranium game. Let me see if these are on the wall. Hang on. What was the other game? Wii Sports. I got Wii Sports here. It's a $40 game in case somebody's wondering. Kabuki Just Dance. Okay, Kirby's Epic Yarn. I don't see Kabuki. I gotta check my car. I got a shit ton of games on my car. cases of games. I'll take a picture of these too. If not, I'll print cases out for them. Somebody called for Just Dance like a week ago, and I was like, I don't have any copies. Little did I know, it was right on the wall. Richard, what's up, man? How you doing? Shout out to Richard, man. This guy got a drawing tablet. He drew a fucking fantastic photo of Venom. It's crazy. Got an artist on our hands here. I know a little bit about that. My dad drew some crazy artwork. Richard, one of these days I'll send you all the photos this guy made. Just gotta get them all together on my computer. Alright, so we got Wii U in here. I keep all the first party Wii U games in here. Thanks for the kind words. You're making it happen, man. You got it. You definitely have a talent. That's for sure. I know a little bit about all that, so stick to what you're doing. You're doing a good job. Looks really good. I gotta move some of these Xbox titles in. How many of these do I need? I need 6. That's what I have, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. I'll move these all down. We got Bayonetta. So it says I have the Mario Luigi game. Apparently there's a misprint on the box, and that goes for a lot of money. Kind of like that Zelda Breath of the Wild misprint. Okay. Everything's done. I just have the Sega games on the wall. And there you go. We got Pizza Hut. I'll put that in my little testing. So these are games. Usually they're small games, or games I like. If somebody brings a console in, these are games I have to test. Make sure the discs work. The disk drives work. Or if I have to test the controllers out. Like this is good because I could test out all the controls on the Wii. These are just demos that were already in here. And I got Turtles and Sonic. I have an extra DVD. And some 360 stuff. There's some PS1 back here. Director's Cut. Trilogy. Pizza Hut's in here now. Alright, so that's done. It took a little bit. We got that done. Closing at 7:30. Another hour and a half. Can't believe it was dead today, out of all the days. I'm not going to be open tomorrow. So. Or the 1st. If anybody wants to come in, they got to come in tonight. You guys are awesome, have great, amazing channels. Yes, we do, King. Thank you. So I will be streaming tomorrow as well, and I'll probably stream on the 1st. What's the 1st? Monday? Then Tuesday night we're going to be on Noof Nukem Show, the Gaming Fuse podcast, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Go to his channel, subscribe. Noof Nukem. If I have the channel in my... I gotta go on YouTube. Hang on. Copy link. Go to his channel and subscribe over there. We'll be on there Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be me, Anthony, and Fred. So I'll stream tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday night we'll be on Noofs. I might stream Tuesday here during the morning. I don't know. But I think I'm going to try to come to work Tuesday afternoon. And that's pretty much it. Here's your lineup for the next few days. Right there. Right above your comment, Jamie. Go to that channel and subscribe. Shane the finished picture. Alright, I gotta get a message because Fred sent me something too. Yo, Fred, what the hell did you do that for? What the fuck? Yo, Fred, that was fucked up, man. That's awesome, Richard. That's crazy. Even with a guy that couldn't draw like that. I could draw pretty good. I can't draw anywhere near like my dad. My dad would draw crazy photos. My dad He was an artist, man. He knew how to draw. So he went to art school. My mom paid for him to go to art school. And they're trying to tell him, like, how to draw. So he told the art teacher to go fuck himself. Because my dad draws a specific way, and they're trying to tell him how to draw their way. And he's like, but I don't draw like that. When he told the art teacher to go fuck himself, he quit. I'll show you my dad's work, though. I'll get some pictures together. I gotta get them together for some family anyway, so when I do get all those photos together, he's got a picture of Scarface that he drew. Drew a picture of me when I was a baby. He drew like 5, 6, 7 years ago. He drew the wrestlers. This guy drew everybody. And I could draw pretty good, but not like him. No way. I'm nowhere at that level. Do I have anything on here? I don't have anything on here. I have something on here. I can show you real quick. Yo. Fred, I don't know why Fred did this, okay? I didn't tell, because I don't want Jesus to think I told Fred, yeah, he posted that. Go put that on there. Fred just went on there and posted that shit. Yo. It's funny, but it's like, bro, leave the guy alone. Let me see. Let me see what I got on here. Here's an old picture that he drew. That's when I was a kid. And then I got other pictures he drew. I just got to get them together and take pictures of them. In fact, behind this photo is a few more pictures, so I got to go and get photos of those. I got a picture he drew of Hogan. I got to find that picture. It's on an old disc somewhere. It's like 2002, 2003. He drew Hogan, and then he took like a piece of paper. He drew Hogan with the Hulkamania bandana, and then he took a piece of paper and then drew the NWO bandana and put it over that. I have those pictures. Oh, here, I got some other ones here. Here's Shawn Michaels, he drew. Papa Shango. Here's a bunch of sports teams he drew. He's got Hogan in the sports team. You can see Hogan. It's hard to see because of the reflection, but he's got Patrick Ewing in the middle there. Here's Randy Orton. Oh, here's Cena. So The Rock was in the newspaper in like '99, and he came over my house, my dad, and I had the paper like on the table. Look what he did. He would always do that to all the comics and everything and newspapers. He would draw like devil horns on the guys and stuff like that. And they're trying to tell him in a drawing. I know. I didn't know I even had those drawings in here, but I do. It's crazy. He's got more. I got to find the rest of them and take photos. I'm telling you. Oh my God. Macho Man. He liked Macho Man. He liked Hogan, but he liked Macho Man more than Hogan. Ric Flair. He was sending me the last couple of years, man. Every night he's sending me like Ric Flair clips of him going crazy. Um, I would say Macho Man was like the ultimate. He liked King Kong Bundy. Like that was his era, like the '80s WWF. Like he was like what? He was like in his 20s during the whole '80s era. He told me a story where he went to a battle royale at the Garden, and he said Haku won it, but as Bundy was walking out, they threw a friggin' pretzel at it and hit him in the back of the head. Threw it like one of those big soft pretzels. So they hit Bundy in the back of the head. I remember he came up here a couple of years ago, and we watched a shoot interview with King Kong Bundy, and King Kong Bundy goes, "I took a crap bigger than Chris Jericho last night," and he thought that was funny. Hey, King Kong Bundy was right too about this guy Jericho, huh? Over the years, this guy Jericho made a lot of enemies, huh? Alright, I'm gonna find that clip right now. Send it to the guys. Rip King Kong Bundy. Yeah, I know, right? That sucks. King Kong Bundy. Oh, Jericho. On Chris Jericho. Dude, they have to have that clip. I just saw that clip. What I like about King Kong Bundy is he didn't give a shit. Like, oh, I can't find that clip. Let me look on the computer. You need to show the guy that Nicolas Cage Superman I did. It was funny. What guy? I went to a house show back in the mid '90s. I was a kid. King Kong Bundy had a match against Bam Bam. They both broke the ring ropes, and the match got canceled. King Kong Bundy on Chris Jericho. I was saying Bundaholic 20 years ago. Oh, that's why he's got heat with him. Here we go.
Morning in front of all my thousands and thousands of Bundaholics. And if you tell me I stole that from Jericho, I was saying Bundaholic 20 years ago. Jericho stole that from me, and if I ever see a little punk, I'm going to bury him.
Have you ever wrestled Y2J?
Y2J?
Yeah, Chris Jericho?
Oh, no, please.
He's too small.
The dunk this morning bigger than Chris Jericho. I wrestled Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, the Under.
This is a different one, but he was on the one I'm looking at right here. It was a U shoot.
One thing I'm noticing that you're doing in this.
I'm hitting pause and the thing keeps playing. King Kong Bundy. Let's just see. I have to listen to these because his perception on other wrestlers, shoots on Saturday Night's Main Event, working with Hulk Hogan. These things are like 10 minutes long. I have the shoot somewhere. I just gotta like find it and watch it, and then I'll get that clip. It was on here. It was totally on here. Jericho. King Kong Bundy Jericho.
Vince. You know, never heard that, huh?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he got like, did I get a 2,500 from about a 15, 16-minute magazine? That was designed to do that. You got a pass to the hotel cafeteria. Vince called me and
I had to go through it because somebody actually had that clip on here. Let me Google it. King Kong Bundy on Chris Jericho. Is the video here? They just quoted him. Jericho's. Some guy said Jericho 6 years ago. Jericho's the greatest of all time. King Kong Bundy is a stupid idiot. I don't know. King Kong Bundy was awesome. That's all I know. If someone can find a clip of that, post it in the chat. Yes, it was kayfabe commentaries. Yep, it was the You Shoot. With Sean Oliver, he was talking to King Kong Bundy. The first thing I played, I guess, was on a podcast. Milkman, what's going on? Are you going to be the person revealed in the devil? No. I didn't even see you, Milkman. I totally didn't see you up there. What's going on? The devil, you know what? I don't give a shit who the fuck it is. Who cares? AEW's dead. And I think today sealed the deal, Milkman. It really is the world's end for Chris Jericho, huh? Those You Shoots are awesome. I know. They're great. It sucks he stopped doing them. I mean, because, you know, like, now you got podcasts. I mean, everyone has their own podcast now. Eventually, they're going to come back around. Because people are getting sued over podcasts, but people really didn't get sued over shoot interviews. So. Yeah, he's with Nash, yep. Which was smart of Nash because he's comfortable with the guy. He knows him. Not like this guy Conrad, where he gets fucking people doing the research for him and gives them a sheet of paper. Balls Mahoney versus New Jack was a great You Shoots. Dude, the worlds collide with Honky Tonk Man, New Jack, and Iron Sheik was like the funniest one I ever saw in my life. They all looked in the camera and said, "Fuck you, Jeff Jarrett," and they all got up and mooned him. That's the funniest shit I ever saw in my life. Well, I mean, you can't look at CM Punk and Cole Cabana. Punk talked bad about WWE and WWE sued him. So you can't really say anything on podcasts anymore. But if you record it on a tape, and then months later you upload it or whatever, nobody cares. RWK, what's up? I do like their podcast, but Nash does dumb shit on there sometimes. Nash, I think he's a good guy, but he tries too much to like work the audience while giving like his opinion. I don't even think Nash knows what the fuck he's talking about half the time. He's like Hogan. Like, Hogan's always in Hulk Hogan mode. He's not in Terry Bollea mode ever. And Nash is like in between. That's why a lot of stuff Nash says, you just gotta take it for what it is, entertainment. Because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing half the time. I do think they have good chemistry, though. It's a great show. But again, you gotta look at it, it's entertaining. You can't put too much stock into Nash. Because he's never gonna tell you the truth. He's never gonna tell you the whole truth. Except for he talks about Punk. That's alright. He'll get over it. I think Punk made his buddies enough money for him to get over it. Is Sony getting sued? I think so. But when they play what's in the bag... Oh, right. I know. That's funny. I could listen to Nash talk about wrestling for hours. Yeah, he's great. Except when he talks about Punk. Here's the thing with Nash. He didn't take it seriously. Because to him, it's just not serious. And you understand that when you hear him talking. To him, it's like, why does everyone take this shit so seriously? And then if somebody makes fun of him, it's, why doesn't everybody take this shit seriously? I could listen to Russo, Bischoff, Nash. I could listen to all these guys. And they're great. They're great entertainers. But at the end of the day, you know, Bischoff is shitting on Tony Khan. And it's like, bro, he lasted longer than you. You know what I mean? Like, Bischoff always sounds like, oh, well, you know, Tony doesn't know this, he doesn't know that. And he would have done better if he'd done this and that. And I'm like, you had 2 shots at this, and you fucking blew both of them. This guy, he's already done this once, and he's done better than you. Now he's starting to teeter down. So again, it's just... And then Russo and Bischoff, to this day, they're still spy versus spy. Like, he did it. It's like, who cares? 20 years ago. I try to give Nash a pass because of what he's been through. Yeah, that's true. No, he seems like a cool guy. Look, we don't know these people personally. We just know, like, their personas. My only issue with Nash is he's pissed about Punk for hitting someone, but Nash did the same to Joe, someone else, you know what I mean? Well, what Nash did to Joe needed to be done. Because it was showing hierarchy in the locker room. And what did Joe do with that? Joe learned from that. Joe didn't go around and say, Dixie, you got to get me my own show. You got to keep me in my own locker room. I got to be halfway across the building. Samoa Joe took it like a man. He's like, all right, I deserve that one. He knew he was going to get fucked over backstage. He knew it. He knew the minute he walked back there, he was going to get knocked out. Because it's a hierarchy. Like, you don't call out the top guys. Joe did it because he was trying to, like, signal to the young guys, like, hey, we're tired of these old guys fucking up. This is our company. But if you're in Nash's position, it's like, motherfucker, you guys wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for us. So Joe knew what he had coming, man. And he's lucky that's all he got was a slap in the face. ECW, they would have beat the shit out of this guy backstage. They would have dragged him out in the parking lot and beat the shit out of him. If it was ECW. So Joe was lucky, but, I mean, Joe did what Joe did, and, you know, he knew he was going to get in trouble for that. There's no way Joe did that thinking, I'll be fine. Hot take is, but I actually like Russo. He has his moments, but he's got a lot of good shit in the Attitude Era. Russo, he might be a crappy like human being like on the outside, but like as far as like when it comes to wrestling, again, he doesn't take it seriously because it's to him it's just a TV show. But everything Russo says about wrestling is like fucking 90% true. But again, he's another guy where he talks shit, and then when somebody gets mad, he's like, bro, it's a work, bro. It's like, it wasn't a work when you're screaming into the camera, man. Like, come on. All these guys talk shit about each other, and when they get in trouble, it's work. It's work. What's the work? You're not fighting anybody. Ford's going to get sued for their new trail turn assist. It locks one of the wheels in the back and keeps the other ones spinning in a crutches. And I think Nash hit Piper after a nitro or some shit. Yeah, I heard that. And Piper denies it. Of course Piper denied it. Piper claims he sent Russo a tape that was going to save WCW. Where Piper pulls out like a scream mask or something. And Russo's like, I never saw this tape. But then Russo also said Piper never punched him in the face in TNA. And he fucking did. Because I saw the pay-per-view. It's like, I don't know what he's talking about, this phantom punch that never happened. I'm like, bro, it's on tape. He punched you in the face. Like, these guys just have a bad memory. They're not like the fans where they're watching. They just like, they live it and then that's it. They don't watch the tapes or anything. Oh man, that's crazy, David R. Bob Holly said he threatened to kick the Click's ass and scared Kevin Nash in the locker room. But Hall and Nash says he's full of shit. Yeah, I saw that one, because Nash was like, if he ever did that. We'll never know. Hey, remember when Steiner threatened to kill Nash and DDP, and DDP and Nash left the building? Legit. So, I mean, I know that happened. That was all over the net. Steiner was a madman, but he was great. Steiner threatened to kill all these guys, and he was working with them a couple of months later. CM Punk punches a guy in the fucking face and throws a chair at some other guy. They don't ever want to talk to him ever again. Figure that out. Holly's full of shit because he only fights younger talent. Hey man, Hardcore Holly was over. Steiner's math promo. Well, his nephew, Braun Breaker, he's a big deal in WWE, this guy. Maybe he'll be in the Rumble. He sounds just like his uncle. Yeah. I think I got my own Royal Rumble going on here. Everyone's coming up for this show. We got like 25 people coming up for this thing. Heard Booker and Batista had a fight backstage and Booker won. That's true. It was like an 06, 07, something like that. It was right before Booker left. I think it was around SummerSlam time. Got a photo shoot. Dude, you're fucking with Booker T, man. I mean, it's not a good, it's not a guy to mess with. The guy was on the streets. The guy knows how to fight, legit. Yeah, he's the last one. Yep. I guess Batista thought he was big. Well, that didn't help him. He escaped jail. He didn't escape jail. He went to jail and he served his time and he got out. He escaped jail. Unless you're talking about WCW. All the wrestlers, Steve Blackman was legit badass. He could, yeah, exactly. Steve Blackman was great. He's like a bounty hunter now. That was a character where he was silent but deadly, and then they started the head cheese shit to give him a personality. I think he was good in all those roles, but they just never did anything with him. They could have done so much with that dude, and they didn't do shit with him. I still can't believe Harlem Heat is in the Hall of Fame. I love that. Hell yeah. Blackman and the two MMA guys, they're the bounty hunters. I mean, he got out of jail, but he escaped WCW. If you really think about it, the only three guys that lasted from WCW were Booker T, Rey Mysterio, and Hurricane Helms. All the other guys I got rid of immediately. They got rid of DDP. They got rid of Chronic. They got rid of after like a weekend. Buff Bagwell they got rid of after one show. They kept some of the New Blood Rising guys. But that was it. I mean, eventually it just came down to those three. They're the only three that lasted. Basim, what's up, man? Do you know the wrestler Sean O'Hare? If so, what do you think about it? Okay, Sean O'Hare was good in WCW. WWE, they put him with Piper, and I think they were doing like a really good job with him. But then they just, one day they just turned on the idea. They were just done with it. A lot of people were like, oh, he's got so much potential, this and that. I never really saw that. I was just like, okay, this guy's a big, tall guy. He could talk. He could work. I know people were overhyping him. He could have been something if he was given a better shot and a better gimmick. But apparently the guy was a nut. So I think he got into MMA, and I think he attacked a woman or something. Some crazy shit. We all know what happened to him, so, which is sad. But again, he might have had some problems. DDP getting buried was the Undertaker's idea. Yeah. They told him, don't go to the Undertaker with ideas. He went to the Undertaker with ideas. That was it. Instant heat. And he was buried the whole run. Not count so-and-so, Eddie or Jackass. Bro, those guys, let me tell you something. The Radicals and Jericho. Back then, you felt bad for those guys. In hindsight, you're like, these guys are stupid. They got mad because Hogan wasn't gonna give them his spot. And it's like, bro, he's the world champion. He's not going to say, yeah, Malenko, you're like this feet, you're this small. Yeah, you could beat me for the title. That's going to draw a ton of money. Malenko versus Hogan. That would have sunk the company quicker. Come on. That's all bullshit. These guys went to Vince. They treated us bad over there. They were just paying us out the ass. Bunch of crybabies. The shop is going good, but nobody came in yet. So, I mean, people came in and browsed, but nobody, like, bought anything yet. Which is fine, because we're going home in, like, another 45 minutes. I just figured today, let's open. Tomorrow I ain't opening, and Monday I'm not opening. I'm staying the F home. He got pinned by Taker's wife. I remember that. I was watching those. Thank you so much for your opinion. Nah, thanks for asking, man. Yeah, he could have been something great, but they dropped the ball with him. Dreadpool is here. What's up, man? That idiot Bruce Pritchard said DDP didn't get a reaction when he came. Bro, Bruce Pritchard lies his ass off, okay? In 2019, when we were driving to All Out in Chicago, we were listening to the Bruce Pritchard, or we were driving on the way back. We were listening to Bruce Pritchard talk about SummerSlam 99. And Conrad's like, so what was the deal with Austin not wanting to lose to Hunter? He's like, there was no deal. Steve was willing to do the job, whatever. And he's like, no. And I'm sitting there yelling while I'm driving, and Frank's next to me, and Jeff is in the back. And I'm like, this guy's a fucking liar. He's a liar. He's lying. This main event was changed like 5 times because Austin didn't want to lose. And Conrad is literally like, so Bruce, what you're telling me is Austin was willing to lose to Hunter. And he goes, that's what I'm telling you. And he's like, so why didn't he lose to Hunter? You have to ask Hunter. Like, and I'm screaming in the car. And I'm explaining to Frank and Jeff like what really happened. And I'm like, this guy's so full of shit, man. Like, this guy's lying his ass off. He's towing the company line. Even when he was fired, he was towing the company line. That's probably why he's still back there right now working. He's a great liar. I'm almost done rearranging my desk. I still need to clip the rest of the shit I moved around. That always happens to me, man. I finally cleaned my desk. And then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, where did I put half the stuff? And then a month later, my desk has stuff all over it again. I can't win. I watched back then that clip of the crowd went nuts for DDP. It was DDP, man. He was the people's champion. It sucks they didn't do DDP versus Rock. DDP got fucked, man. He went over there and just got fucked. He got robbed. They gave Booker T everything. He was like the king. But it was great. I didn't mind. I was a Booker T fan, man. Steiner and Booker T were holding up WCW in the last, like, 2 years. They were great. Great world champions over there. When did Austin not want to lose to Hunter? SummerSlam 99. It was originally, and you can find the promo picture of this. It was going to be Austin versus China for the title. They were going to do Stone Cold versus China at SummerSlam 99 because China was over. Then this guy Triple H said it would make me look bad because I didn't win the title if she's fighting Austin for the title and all that. So they did this thing on TV where it would be they did this shit where China lost the match to Triple H. And then Austin didn't want to lose to Hunter because he didn't feel he was on his level yet. So then they did like Foley and Triple H for the main event at SummerSlam. And then, I don't know, there was a double countout with 2 referees or something, so they both got the main event against Austin. The whole thing was Austin said, I'll do the match with Hunter, but I'm losing to Foley. I'm not losing to Hunter. So that's why they put McFoley in the match. But they did all these things. Like, they were on MTV, and when China had the #1 contender, Triple H is there with her. And Triple H is like, I'm gonna win that title, Austin, blah, blah. And Austin buried him. He goes, you're not even in the damn match. Your girlfriend's in the match. Like, dude, it was a whole drama backstage about this belt. So Austin finally said, we'll do the match. You put Foley in. I'll lose to him. And then you can do whatever you want with Foley after that. So they did the triple threat at SummerSlam 99. Foley beats Austin with the double arm DDT. The next night on Raw, Triple H beats Foley for the title. And that's where Shawn Michaels got in trouble, by the way, which Bruce denies on that podcast as well. Shawn Michaels called in to Bite This. You know how I know? Because I watched it live. And said it was bullshit that Austin wouldn't lose to... He said bullshit and then get bleeped. It's like, this is bullshit that Austin doesn't want to lose to Hunter. And Kevin Kelly's like, all right, Shawn, we got to go. And he hung up on him. Shawn Michaels got in trouble for that. Big time. But then they had... he beat Foley the next night on Raw. Then on the first SmackDown, they did The Rock versus Hunter. Shawn Michaels turns on The Rock. All that shit. So, yeah. Yeah, it was a big mess. But I'm reading the internet every day. And it's correlating with what you're seeing on TV. Well, rightfully so, Austin was the king. You know what it was? I think because Austin knew he was... Because after SummerSlam, they did the injury where Triple H injures him, and he's out. I think Austin knew he was going to be out, but he didn't know for how long. So why would he lose to Hunter now when they could do a program later? But the rumor out there was Austin didn't feel he was on his level. Which Triple H had just started the main event earlier that year. So I did it for The Rock. Who would think that's a meme 25 years later? I hated during the invasion Booker T was The Rock's bitch. Like they made him look inferior, every WWE guy. Even Jericho, who was still in the mid-card at that point. That's fine about Jericho. Booker T, what are you going to do? You think. Listen, look what Hogan did. Hogan brought in guys like Warrior from WWF and buried them. If it was reversed, do you really think The Rock's going to go into WCW and beat Hulk Hogan? No. Do you think Stone Cold's going to WCW and he's going to beat Hulk Hogan? No. So now it's flipped, and the guys that come, they got to do the job for the top guys. They got to earn their spots and their respect over there. It's just the way that it is, man. You show up in the Fed, you're doing the job. When the 3 Stages of Hell match, 2001, yeah, it was February 2001. It was No Way Out. I have all those DVDs. That's what I'm saying. We need to make like a Game Complainers like Patreon only, like WWF viewing party, where like you guys come into a special Discord and we watch it with you guys. Maybe that'll be a goal for 2024. We'll get that going. That would be sick. Yeah, let's see what happens. Maybe we'll do that. Because I would, hey, how cool would it be if I could just stream that stuff and we could talk about it right here? It would be great, but he can't do that. It's amazing, like, guys, Austin and Taker are known for not wanting to put people over, but the fans give them a pass. But rip when Cena, Goldberg, and those guys, they don't like do it. Well, Austin was different. People always go to the Brock Lesnar thing and be like, oh, Austin didn't want to put over young talent. It's like, no. He didn't want to put him over on Raw. He wanted to build up a program with this guy and make money. But Vince was telling him, no, you got to lose. There's no way we can do this, Steve. You got to lose. It's like, I'm not going to just fucking lose to this guy on TV. If I'm going to lose to this guy, I want to make money doing it. And Vince is like, nope, I got to lose on TV. They were trying to stick it to Austin. They were done with him. Triple H was coming up. Maybe that was revenge for SummerSlam. I don't know. But they wanted to move Triple H into the main event. Austin was old news for them. They put Austin in a position where they made him fucking leave. I don't blame him. And he apologizes for it now, but he knows. There's no other way he would have went around it. He would have. If I could speak to that, he would have went around it. He totally would have just walked, and he did. And Vince turned it on him. They say, hey, he walked out. He'll never be able to come back here. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, bro, you just brought Hogan back. You really think people are going to believe you about this guy? But if you think about it, Austin leaving opened the door for John Cena, who, by the way, got in Triple H's way a little bit. So, sucks to suck, right? Because Triple H tried to have Cena fired a few times. He wanted guys gone that were going to be a threat to him. And ironically enough, his wife is the one that got Cena the gimmick, the rapping gimmick. Yep. You're right, Jamie. He derailed his momentum. Really, he really didn't have momentum. Let's be honest here. Who the fuck wanted Triple H in the main event? The guy was a good worker, but he wasn't the guy. He wasn't like the guy. He wasn't like The Rock or Austin or Foley or Undertaker. He wasn't like that. He was just some guy that was there that felt it was his turn to be the guy. And I think over time he got better. You know what I mean? But at that time, he's got probably the worst runs of any champion in that company. I think JBL had a better run than Triple H. It's because at least JBL had some sort of a gimmick, you know what I mean? King, I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for hanging out. If I don't see you, Happy New Year. I'll be on tomorrow, but still. Hunter was the guy that worked with the top guy. Yeah, there you go. My favorite rapper was slapping Stephanie's ass. What about the one against Eddie Guerrero, man? What about the one with the Undertaker? Where Cena lit the pentagram and then the camera zooms out? Like, that was crazy. I think Triple H is underrated. A lot of his feuds are legendary. I don't know about that, man. I think his feuds with Foley and Rock are good. Austin, they were decent because he didn't have many with Austin. Undertaker, they're alright. I think Shawn Michaels' Undertaker was better. Would you say Hunter was a talent enhancer? Hey, at the time, the man with the most wins over Triple H was Goldust. I don't know if he still holds that record, but he was at one point. That should tell you something. I remember the soap thing. That was so dumb. Taker Michaels was a top tier for... Yeah, when I was at the Royal Rumble 2008, everyone was... They were loving that whole thing. The minute Shawn Michaels and Undertaker were in the ring together, everyone's like, this has to be Mania. This has to be the WrestleMania match. And they did it, man. And they had a great fucking match twice. Katie Vick was... Oh, God. That's what I'm saying. Like, his feuds are just not memorable. ...2002, man, it started out really good. But the minute the NWO fell apart, Austin left, Rock left. This guy Triple H, man, he couldn't hold up the banner. And if you guys remember, Booker T and Goldust were holding up Raw. Heyman and the SmackDown 6 were holding up SmackDown. It's Rumble 03, buddy. 20 years ago, that match. Almost 21 years. Well, you have Steiner come in, and he loses twice, and then he's not on the WrestleMania card. It's like, what the fuck did you bring Steiner in for? I was there when he came in, by the way. Survivor Series 02. We were happy. I was with my friend Mario. We're huge Scott Steiner fans. And this guy showed up. It was great. SmackDown was kicking the shit out of Raw, yep. And they got mad at Heyman, yep. Because he was a better booker than Michael Hayes was, that's why. Cena was finding his groove, but Brock, Batista, and Randy were laying their groundwork. When Triple H became terrible was during the Reign of Terror. Yeah, that's what they call it. He was not good, but before that, I loved his matches. I think the Triple H, the My Time Triple H with China, I think that's the Triple H that was good. The minute he started doing the Motorhead shit and all that, I mean, he got kind of whacked out. He needed China. That was like his whole gimmick. You needed to keep them together. The minute that they broke off and all that, forget it. And then if you look at 02 and 03, 04, this guy looks like he's trying to be Ric Flair from the 70s. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? What's worse, the Reign of Terror or Jeff Jarrett? I would say the Reign of Terror. Because guys were actually buried and never recovered, whereas Jeff Jarrett eventually did the right thing. My Time was great. After that, Triple H was ass. Fuck him. Exactly. My Time theme was one of the greatest themes ever. Yeah, they called Heyman's parents. They called Heyman's parents. Those Steiner versus Triple H matches, yeah, I know. No Way Out 03 was garbage. The whole pay-per-view? I thought that shit was good. Hey, man, you got Austin versus Bischoff. Who the fuck would have thought that would have happened? You know what's funny? They completed the Steve Austin story completely. He started with Bischoff, got fired by Bischoff, goes to ECW, cuts that promo in ECW saying he's going to be the biggest star the industry has ever seen, and nobody could stop him. Goes to WWF, becomes the biggest star the industry has ever seen. Nobody was able to stop him. And then in ECW One Night Stand 05, they cap off that story. Austin returns back to ECW where he cut the promo. He confronts Bischoff. They beat the fuck out of Bischoff. That story came full circle. It was a legit story that they wrapped up. Again, you'll never have a story like that ever again. That's some Michael Jordan shit right there. No, that's not what happened. Heyman claims he fell asleep. Okay, wait. Heyman claims he called into the Raw phone briefing, whatever it's called. He dialed in and he was listening. He claims that he went to go do something with his kids or something, and the phone was still off the hook. The phone was still going. And when everyone left the call, the operator said, like, there's still one person on the call. And Vince was like, who the fuck is on the call? And they read Heyman's number. I think Heyman fell asleep. Yeah, I think he fell asleep. He claims he didn't fall asleep, but I think he fell asleep. But who cares? Like, it's your company. It's not like he works for somebody else. Big deal. Heyman was a good booker anyway. He didn't need to do all that. I think Heyman called in to see if they were talking shit about him the whole time. Because you knew they were. They admit it. Jeff Jarrett never got credit for putting guys over like Styles and Joe. Those guys Triple H would never put over. Exactly. That match with Steiner from No Way Out. Okay, I get it. Oh, the two-man power trip, that was entertaining. In my opinion, Austin and Angle are the only two guys that could pull off being top heels. Bro, if you remember watching 01, Eli, in 2021, Eli and I watched all the 2001 pay-per-views 20 years to the day. We went on Discord and we were watching them all. And Austin and Angle, they were lighting that shit up, man. There was no Rock, there was no Triple H, but Angle and Austin, they had some good fucking matches together, and they had some good stories going. Heyman was awesome on commentary, sure was. Of this interview though, because he doesn't deny not listening. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Raw vs. SmackDown shit didn't really make any sense. It's all one company. Yeah, I know. It's just them being petty. It's stupid. It's high school shit. A lot of guys, just remember this. There was a lot of talent that was never exposed or got over because of the pettiness. Just remember that. That's on WWE. When Angle was booked as a babyface, him and Austin had one of the greatest matches ever, I believe, at SummerSlam. Yeah, they had SummerSlam. Then they had No Way Out. Well, not No Way Out. Unforgiven. I think it was Unforgiven. They had a couple matches on Raw. Angle won the title, yep. And 2 weeks later on Raw, Austin beat the shit out of him for it. That was the last time Austin won the title. You know that, right? Against Angle on Raw. It was 2 weeks after Angle won the belt. Stone Cold beat him, and that was it. They beat him at Night of Champions for that year. Austin beat Angle, and they moved on to The Rock. Or he moved on to Jericho. Imagine if they did Rock and Austin at Night of Champions. That would have been crazy, man. That should have been Rock and Austin winner take all. Instead they give it to this fucking loser Jericho. How the fuck did you build up DDP as a stalker? There was no one. The DDP thing didn't work because his wife was hotter than Undertaker's wife. So it's like, why the fuck would he stalk Undertaker's wife? And he even said that in an interview. But everyone's thinking that. I mean, Undertaker's wife wasn't ugly. She just wasn't like... I don't know, man. She was maybe like a 4. DDP's wife is like a fucking 10 at the time. It's like, bro, if you had DDP's wife, you wouldn't be stalking anybody's fucking wife. That's the one thing. That's why people didn't buy it. That's what really killed him. You know what I mean? They never did the one-on-one match. That's fine. Facts. There you go. Yeah, that's why people didn't buy it, man. That's why people didn't buy it. The whole WCW coming in as heels was just stupid. Because originally they came in as baby faces. And then that one Raw, the street fight with DDP and Shane McMahon, that turned the whole fucking... That turned the whole roster, the whole WCW roster into heels. It's like, what's going on? Like, this is stupid. When they were baby faces, people were excited about WCW coming in, putting Vince in his place. Because Vince was the heel. Then they turned Vince babyface. They turned Shane heel. It just didn't make any sense. It was fun to watch, but it just didn't make any sense. They didn't know what they were doing. He wasn't with Tori, that's for sure. Not at that time. She just wasn't DDP's wife. Yep. A couple of years ago he was? Okay. V8 became a face. Shane a heel. Stephanie a pair of balloon. Yeah, exactly. I like how they had to merge WCW with ECW because they didn't have enough guys. So it's like, bro, if you were doing this invasion right, here's how you're doing it. WrestleMania 17. Austin turns. Him and Vince shake hands in the ring. As the pay-per-view's ending, you hear the fucking NWO music. And they turn around and Bischoff and Hogan come out. WrestleMania 17 goes off the air. The story is Austin turns to join Vince McMahon to fight the NWO, Hogan and Bischoff. So Austin really didn't turn heel, he just joined Vince McMahon. That's your fucking story. Then you have WCW guys running out and beating the fuck out of the NWO because they destroyed the company. But while they're beating up the NWO, they're beating up the WWF guys because they're like, you know what, we're taking over now too. Screw you guys. That's when you bring out ECW. The ECW guys hate the NWO. They hate WCW. They're going to come out and beat the fuck out of all those guys. They're going to help the WWF. That's your story for the whole fucking summer. You bring guys in. You do loser leave town matches for guys you don't want to sign. Boom, 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 boom. It looks like a shoot. They fucked the whole thing up. Because they didn't want to pay a couple of these guys to get out of their contracts. You had the fucking story right there. You could have done that for 1 year or you could have stretched it out. I think stretching it out would have been a little too much, but you could have closed out 2001 with all that. It was simple. They had everything. They just didn't think of it like that. The fact that they had WCW and ECW join, it's like, again, like if you're an ECW fan, you know they fucking hated WCW. And then you had some guys that were ECW that were like tweeners. Like Spike Dudley wasn't invited, so he was still a WWF guy. They kicked Taz out, so he was a WWF guy. I don't know. It was just weird. It's weird how they and then even at Survivor Series, they were adding people to the WCW ECW alliance because they want you to think Alliance was going to win. You had people that joined that night that were never really in it. I don't know. They had everything going and they ruined it. Being too cheap. But then again, I mean, looking back, everything played out a certain way because they, even though they didn't buy out the NWO's contract, it was the NWO invasion at WrestleMania 18, so that was good. You know, that was new content for the viewers. Flair came in, he had his WrestleMania and his Royal Rumble with Undertaker. The Royal Rumble with Vince and then Undertaker at WrestleMania 18. So if you look at WrestleMania 18, that was pretty much the real invasion. If you ignore the Alliance thing, WrestleMania 18 is your WCW invasion. Because it was literally WCW guys versus WWF guys, the whole card. Even Jericho and Triple H. Jericho's from the other side. It was literally the WCW versus WWF at that show. Van Dam versus Regal. And Van Dam, he got shafted, man. He was supposed to be the next guy. They were building him up for years. And then along came John Cena. Triple H. I remember that promo. Jamie on. They should have pushed the Impact players as top guys. They had guys, they just didn't want to push them. That's true. Regal vs. Van Dam was good. Yeah, they had the Impact players, but they pushed Mike Awesome and Lance Storm as a tag team still, which that was their WCW thing, but I don't know. I think Just Incredible needed it more. He was a Click guy. That's why I said they fucked RVD, kicked him aside, and it was all because, yep. Well, I mean, look. He violated the policy, so I mean, you knew that was going to happen. Listen, he was dumb because, listen, if you're going to do that shit, do it when you go home. I'm not into that stuff. I don't agree with it, but you know, I'll tell you, do that shit at home. The problem is, they were waiting for him to screw up, and the fucking guy screws up the first night. If you know they're waiting for you to screw up, do the shit when you go home. Literally, you're almost at the hotel, or wherever the fuck they were going. This guy had to light up in the fucking car and get pulled over. It's like, come on, man. He killed his own career by doing that. They were looking for any reason to get rid of him, and it was like the first night, this guy got fucked. He fucked himself in that regard, but he never recovered from that. But, I mean, when you're a target, man, you gotta lay low. He didn't lay low. He even tried telling the cop he's the WWE champion. The cop is like, I don't even know what that is. What is that? Do it in a state that it's legal. Back then, I don't think it was pretty much legal anywhere. I think there were like 2 states back then. You know what sucks? Listen, again, I don't care what people do as long as they do it in their own home. But you get people that come in here that smell like that, and the whole fucking store smells. And then people come in and think that I'm doing it, and they don't want to shop here. There's like a perception there. That's why whenever somebody comes in here smelling like that, I have these fans. I blow that shit out. Number 1, I can't take the smell. Number 2, people think that I'm selling pot, not games. You know what I mean? I don't want that reputation. Because there is a stigma with all that stuff. So again, you guys do what you got to do. I don't have a problem with that, but just be smart about it. Van Dam wasn't smart. He's selling pots, not games. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you don't understand hockey. Back in the day, like comic book stores would be like fronts for drugs. I'm talking like the early 90s. We had a comic book store in Mamaroneck that a lot of people were suspicious that this guy was selling drugs. Because there were always teenagers going in there. And they'd stay in there. They'd stay in there till like... They go in at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They'd come out at like 5 at night. And you could see like they're in there, but... They buying stuff from the guy or what? A lot of people thought that guy was selling drugs. But when you got like a guy that comes in here that stinks, and then he leaves, and then a family comes in here, and they're like, oh, so this guy is just, you know, a big pothead selling games. They walk out. That's why I got the fans. I'm ready to go. Blow that shit out of here. I hear you. I only smoke at my house. Yeah, if you're going to do that, just do it at home, man. My love is for a drug like Berserker. What? Is that Clerks? They're building a boutique hotel down the street. They're saying it's going to bring in a lot of money. So if I'm still here, you know, we're going to be rocking and rolling. And let me tell you something. People that stay in that hotel, they don't want to smell that shit here. So... It's all about perception. And I'm talking business-wise. I'm not even talking like personally. Like I said, you guys do what you got to do. As long as you're good, you're not hurting anybody. You know, you're doing your own thing. That's fine. Because there are people that are responsible. And then there's people that just aren't. I can't even see this thing. Should I mod this thing? I want to get the one that's all white with the white buttons. And I have a Game Boy Color that looks like that. And the blue screen. This is what you call portable NES. $15 on it. Yeah. It's from Clerks. Mod, yes, do it. So I bought, okay, years ago, like we're talking 2016. I bought the blue shell for this, right? I bought the replacement board to put the new screen in. It came with the screen, I think. Anyway, I bought the bracket. Every time I plugged the board in, it would get so hot it would like burn my finger. It would make like a burning smell. So I emailed the company and I'm like, what's going on? This thing isn't working. I did everything correctly. I followed the video and all that stuff. The guy's like, send it back, whatever. I send it back, goes, yeah, we found nothing wrong with that. We think you just didn't know how to install it. And I'm like, you motherfucker, you're telling me this? And I was like, I just bought your kit for this. Okay? For this sucker. Not this one in particular, but one of them that I have. And I did the whole mod that they had for this one. This is 20 times harder to do than this one. This one takes 5 minutes to do. And this guy's telling me that I didn't know how to do this, but I knew how to do this one. So I was like, yo, that's not a good look that you're telling your customers that. I was like, I just did this mod, which is completely harder than this one. And I'm trying to tell you that no matter what way I put that ribbon, it wasn't working. And the guy never responded, but I got my refund. It's like, dude, you don't say that shit to customers. So maybe I'll take another crack at it. Maybe I'll find somebody else that makes these things and I'll do it. Because this screen has a line going down. And yeah, I know you could take it out and run a soldering iron around it and fix it, but it's temporary. So I can't sell it because it has that line. So I'm stuck with it. He told me I didn't know how to, literally, you put a board in here and connect a ribbon. Which I did. I followed the video. And it didn't work, so I tried the ribbon the other way. Nothing. Nothing was working. Jeff M, what's up, man? How you doing? I did this mod, which is way harder. You have to solder, stuff like that. You have to Dremel the inside of this to fit the screen. This mod took me about an hour. This one took me like 5 minutes. And this guy's telling me I didn't know how to do this. And I was like, well, I did this one. How the fuck did I know how to do this one? Stupid. Hope you're doing well too, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we're closing in like a minute. Ludwig never came up. Anthony has a premiere up, but he's not live. I think he's busy in the next couple of days. So what's up with Jericho? Any new news here? AEW star leaving the company for WWE imminently. Who? Oh. Andrade El Idolo is expected with many in AEW to finish up with the company tonight at World's End. He's believed he's headed back to WWE. Some think it could happen as soon as day one Raw. Okay, so there you go. They're losing more people. They never used him anyway properly, so. AJ Lee drops possible tease for Pro Wrestling in-ring return. She'll be at the Rumble. Andrade's AEW exit is not a pleasant situation. There you go. He was another guy that got punched in the fucking face or punched somebody. Hulk Hogan's daughter, Brooke Hogan, was married in a private ceremony a year ago. Nobody knew. Samoa Joe unveils startling reason? Okay. Nothing on Jericho. Andrade made it clear this past Wednesday AEW Dynamite he is no longer wanted to be with the company, is planning on leaving. We're told the situation surrounding Andrade's exit was less than pleasant, with some even saying major disagreement had unfolded. Wow, in AEW? You don't say. Zelina versus Charlotte. Well, Charlotte's not going to be around for another, 8 months. So. Really? In AEW? That never happened. Yeah, yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah, he'll be in the Rumble. Watch, he's going to have a lifetime NDA. Who the fuck is he talking to? His father-in-law? Well, Flair's going to break all the NDAs anyway, so they might as well tell Flair everything, because he'll break them. We kind of knew Andrade was going to go back. Why is the stream so far behind? Alright, so we had nobody today buy anything. We had customers come in. You would think that today, man, it's a weekend, but people are probably preparing for tomorrow, so probably went away. At this point, we better get ready for Alberto No, he ain't coming back. Triple H hates that guy. Dude, did you see Del Rio? He wrestled like a month ago in a gym in front of 10 people. The guy's... The fucking drugs did him in. Hoping to get $60 from Mario RPG. Yeah, I was hoping to get 70 for this game. I paid 60 for it. I can't even see this thing. Like me and a Christmas card. I'll wait a little bit longer. I don't know if Ludwig's coming up here. I don't think he is, because he would have told me on my way or something. Thanks again. The game was fun. Hey, anytime, man. Look, down the line, just pay it forward to somebody else. Even if you're in your 40s or something. Don't worry about it. Let's just say we were kind of both in the same situation earlier this year, so I'm glad we both made it. Been a hell of a rough year. I'm in my 30s now. Okay, so in 10 more years, pay it forward. Get somebody like a PS7 game or Nintendo, whatever the fuck. Just keep a Nintendo. How about that? This way you're happy and you don't have to worry about it. There might not even be a PlayStation 7. With the rate they're going. Sony really needs to regroup, man. They really got to get their stuff together. They got to figure out what they're going to do. Because they need variety. Xbox needs to figure this shit out too, man. They need variety too. Lick the Switch cart. I had a customer come in yesterday, and he says, "Yeah, I buy all my Switch games digital because my kids are gonna lose them." I was like, I told my cousin the same thing. I told Frank for his nephew, who's my cousin. I was like, just get the kid a big SD card and give him digital games because he'll lose them. I gave that kid a brand new Mario Maker 2DS. The one that it's one piece, you can't break it. Bro, I spent like 10 hours putting all the games on that thing. I gave them to him for his birthday. Like 3 days later, he took the SD card out and fucking lost it. So I had to take the machine back. They got me another SD card. And I had to do that all over again. It was like a nightmare. So then I backed up the card as like a file, like an ISO file. And here we are like 4 years later. Now he's got the Switch, so it doesn't matter. I'm not kidding you. Because they messaged me and I'm like, put all this time. But I was like, Frank, get him an SD card. Whenever these games go on sale, just buy them digitally, put them on his account. This way, if he loses the card, at least you got the account. You can log in and re-download them. The games, he'll lose them. And it's not just him. Like I said, my customer, he said, yeah, we don't buy the cartridges because the kids will lose them. I'm telling you guys, it's all about convenience now. And the guy, he bought a couple of Wii games yesterday. His Wii is hacked. He's like, yeah, I just put the game in and it copies it to my hard drive. And then I take the disc out. He's like, I like to have the physicals in case, the hard drive breaks or something. He's like, I got the Wii Flow. And I'm like, know what that is. It's a homebrew. Yeah, that was dude, when I lost that card, I was like, what are you gonna do though? That's what happens. Kids lose cards. We used to lose the Game Boy cartridges all the time. People would sleep over, they'd steal your games. One day I had Tasmania, the next day the guy went home, I didn't have fucking Tasmania anymore. I got a hard plastic switch cart holder, one of the nice zipper wallets. My wife buys a million of those things. She somehow lost Link's Awakening for the Switch. She lost that game and she lost another game because she's got so many cases. She doesn't know what the hell she's putting these things. Finally, I took them all out of the cases and put them back in the box. The actual boxes that they came in. Who's this? Well, they hung up. I got Link's Awakening. I still have the collector's edition of Link's Awakening. I never opened. Metroid Dread, the collector's edition, never opened. And we have a Zelda Tears of the Kingdom collectors in there. You know, I have a customer. He's a big time customer. I haven't seen him since April. I don't know what's going on, but and I still have the RE4 remake collector's edition in the closet. He was supposed to pick all that stuff up. I haven't heard from him. I think at the end of the summer we heard from him because there was a flood over there. We wanted to make sure he was all right. So we messaged him. He's like, yeah, everything's good over here. But I wasn't gonna be like, here, come get your stuff. That's different. RE4 Remake Collectors for PS5. I got it in the closet for him. He never came in. He knows I have it. But I gotta wait for him because if I sell it, he's gonna get pissed. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I remember I got Silent Hill in the official strategy for about $20. Let somebody borrow it, never got it back. That's why I don't let people hold my... I was never allowed to trade or borrow when I was a kid. And the one time that I did it, I lost fucking... My friend Ryan, I lost his Mega Man. So then, my mom yelled at me, that's why you don't do this stuff, blah, blah, blah. So she bought him... It was Mega Man for Game Boy. So we called him, and I said, "Hey, can't find it." And he goes, "Okay." My mom was like, "Do you want the same game, or I'll buy you a different game?" He goes, "Oh, buy me Zelda Link's Awakening." She buys him Zelda Link's Awakening, brand new. A couple of weeks later, you know where I find Mega Man? I put them in a drawer, okay? It somehow got lodged in the top of the drawer, so as I'm pulling it out, the cartridge is like stuck on the top. When I opened the drawer, I like put my finger and I felt it. I pulled it out and it was the game. So I said, "Hey, I found the game," and my mom's like, "Call him up and give it back to him." And I'm like, "We already gave him a game though." She's like, "It's his game. Give it back to him." So Ryan got a free copy of Zelda. And he got his Mega Man back. Do you think Prime 2 Remastered might be coming to the Switch? I don't know if it's a launch, but it'll definitely be out. If he never picks that up, let me know. I'll let you know. Smart kid. Ryan's been in here before. Chrono, what's going on, man? Good thing that no, it was a drawer, a clothing drawer. She still has that drawer. She just painted that thing silver. That drawer was that's an old ass drawer. Do you remember a wrestler named Hogan? What? Is this guy drunk? And now it's worth a lot of money. Chrono's the man. He's been with us for a long time, this guy Chrono. Shout out to Chrono. Does he still have that Zelda, or did he sell it? I think he lost all that stuff. Yeah, since it's old, good thing he didn't toss it out. It wasn't tossed out. Yeah. Yeah, she still has it. I found you guys in 07 or 08. Yeah, you and Hockey Fan have been here forever. Hockey Fan's been with me since 06 from the original channel. You guys are like the OGs. Hockey Fan, Eli, Chrono, Nick, Anthony, Jeff, Jesus. All you guys are like the OGs. Wish I had my original channel. I still got the AOX channel. I just don't use it. We tried. We tried to bring some of the shows back. It's just I put more into this channel and we got more people on this one. So if I ever do those shows, I usually just put them here now. Wish YouTube was like how it was in 06. Yeah, I know. Your commentary was funny. That we shared the same first name. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? It was funny because Mike Mullis, the original Next Level Gaming podcast over on Rumble, every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Check him out over there. He had a guy on, and the guy was like, "I got into gaming with my friend Perry," and I wrote in the chat room, "Mike, that is not me." And Mike laughed. I didn't want him to think I was like sending like one of my friends over to his channel or something. Because, you know, the name, it's very rare that somebody has our name. I sell furniture from my childhood when I was like 7. My wife has a dresser that her mom had when she was a little kid. It's in our bedroom. I'm trying to think what the hell I have. I don't think I really have anything from when I was a kid. Like, I used to have an easel that I used as a desk. We threw that out a long time ago. That became my first computer desk. My easel. I still have all my toys and stuff when I was a kid, but I don't have like a desk or anything. One day I'll go through the toy bin. That bin's just been sitting there since I moved. I have like all the original Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, He-Man toys. I still have some He-Man toys in there. The OGs, not like new stuff. G.I. Joe. We got some stuff floating around over there. I switched out my IKEA desk like 2 years ago from two. Wow, that's a good desk. I have an L-shaped desk that I got when I moved up here. Man, that thing's got to be like 10, 12 years old by now. Got it from Staples. That's the desk I still use. It's fine. Eventually I will get a new one, but right now I'm good with it. But eventually I think it'll be time. Maybe in another 2 years I'll upgrade the room. Put the L-shaped desk from Wayfair, replace it, fits the new TV. So at home I have the 55 Sony mounted. That's my monitor, and that's where I podcast. I'm looking at that. Next to I have my old Dell IPS 1080p. When I do streams, I'm looking at the TV, but the monitor is right here, so I can see you guys. The lighting in the house sucks, though. Up here, they don't put lights in the ceiling. So, I have lamps in the room, and the fucking walls are yellow. Because before we moved in, we didn't know we were going to move in. We thought they were going to sell the house. So they used a yellow color, a neutral color. We moved in, we didn't paint the rooms. Just painted the kitchen and the basement. I painted the bathroom, actually. Well, we didn't paint the other rooms, so the fucking room is yellow. The lamps are bouncing the light off the yellow wall. Like, it's horrible. So, eventually, I'm going to repaint the room. Figure out how I'm going to get lighting in the ceiling. Maybe I'll buy one of those LED, like, lighting boards and just stick it to the ceiling. I don't know. But that lighting in that room is killing my ass. Killing me. Probably paint the room like a blue color. I want to get a desk for here. I'm using a freaking folding table for this right here. This folding table has been my desk since we opened. It was temporary. But I can't find a desk that's like this long and this wide. So I said, screw it. I'm going to keep using the table. I would love to have a desk where everything's like set in a little bit, but can't do it. And by the way, this is the LG 42-inch right here. 43-inch, whatever it is. The C2. The one that you got the C3. I got the C2 right here. This cable, this HDMI cable, it's connected. People bring me the old consoles to test. You just plug it into this. And then you got your prongs. And then I can test this stuff out on the TV. Eventually I get like an Elgato over here on this computer so that I can start streaming gameplay for you guys. I'm going to wait till the new cards come out. It'll definitely be the world's end, but for AEW, if Jack Perry's the devil, dude, if he's the devil, good luck, because he ain't gonna draw jack shit. And it pains me to say that because I like his father from 90210. I thought this kid was gonna be something good, but he fucked up big time. This guy, he killed the company. I hope he was worth it. It sucks. As Jungle Boy, you know, he's good. He's pretty good, but he ain't that good to the point where he could start getting rid of guys like top guys. It's career suicide, man. You don't want to do that. You better hope this guy CM Punk can forgive him one day. Because WWE doesn't want to deal with guys like that. That's what these guys don't understand. They're like defending their territory in AEW, but it comes back around, man. When AEW goes out, they got to go to WWF. And that locker room ain't putting up with that shit. So yeah, it sucks. Sucks Jungle Boy got sucked into that elite shit, but those are his friends. What are you going to do? It sucks because, like I said, his dad was really good. I loved watching his dad on 90210. It was one of the greatest shows ever made. I liked his father too from that show. Yeah, it was a great show. MJF has to leave. I think MJF is done. Apparently he's injured and everything, so I think tonight he'll lose the title. But it kind of doesn't make sense. If he's losing the title, then the devil guy, obviously the devil guy is going after him for the belt. So, but he's hurt. So does he lose the title to Joe, or do they do this thing where, do they have the devil guy cost him the title to Joe, or do they have Joe lose and then the devil guy puts MJF on the shelf until he heals and then he can defend the title against him? But by the time he comes back, the devil guy's not going to be over enough. You see what I'm saying? This doesn't work. Cody did get caught up in AEW's drama, and that's why he's not there anymore. Cody got caught up right in it. I think Tony Khan didn't want to pay Tony the money. Tony. I don't think he wanted to pay Cody the money. Because right around the negotiations was when it came out that Brandy was hard to work with. I think once that came out, Cody was like, I'm out. Because he saw what they were doing to him. Tony Khan. Well, he's getting conned. Bro, Hangman. That Punk scrum. They still have the scrum up on their fucking YouTube channel. You know that? AEW still has that scrum up there. I didn't come here to work with dumb fucks like Hangman. Yo. Yo. I didn't come here to work with dumb fucks like Hangman and Page. Yo, I told you, I was with Frank and Jeff. They were sitting right next to me. I looked at them and I said, this is the end of the company. And Frank was like sitting there with his mouth open, like, because he's never seen anything like this before. And I said, right here, this is the end of the company. And that was it. That Scrum was legendary. I suggest this. Go to the page of the Scrum. Go to their YouTube channel. Type in Scrum. You'll find it. Click on it. Open it up. In your browser, after it says YouTube, before the .com, type in PI. Hit enter. It'll download it to your computer. Save that Scrum. Back it up. Put it on Google Drive, because one day they're going to take that shit down. I'm going to do it right now on this computer. All Out Media Scrum 2022. Here it is. 9/4/2022. I'll post the link. So listen. Open that link, all right? When you're in your browser, I gotta hit it here. I gotta mute the TV though. Okay, in your browser, it says up on the top, YouTube. Click by the E. Click right after the E and type in PI. So it says YouTubePI.com/watch blah blah blah. Hit enter. It takes you to Y2 Mate, the YouTube downloader. Click on 1080p. It says convert. And when it's done converting, it'll say download. Download that shit, save it. It's 1.2 gigabytes of Scrum. Back that shit up. Because the minute they take that down, you could do that with any video too, just so you know. As long as the video is fully processed, you can grab it in 1080p or whatever. If you don't have YouTube Premium, which I don't have. I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying $20 a month to skip commercials. Are you crazy? $5 a month? Maybe. 20? No. If you use what's called Brave, okay? It's a web browser. You can even download it on your phone. It's an ad blocker, and you can shut your phone off and leave the screen off while the video is still playing. Like pretty much all the YouTube Premium features are in that Brave app or web browser. Here, it's Brave. It's got like an orange lion with a white background. It's got all that stuff built in. TK's booking's terrible. Out of nowhere, Sammy's babyface. When Sammy should have been babyface and Jericho's a heel, put them over as a babyface team. Because Sammy's moveset is more babyface than heel. Well, I'm about to play some levels of wonder. Alright, Jamie, I'll take care, buddy. Catch you later. This guy Jericho's still working the show, huh? He's still playing for the show. Well, there you go. Shout out to Tony Khan for not doing the right thing. Oh, I could download the Scrum. It's downloading.
And as soon as we discovered that fact and we subpoenaed old Marcia, he sent the email, oh, can we please drop all this? Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him, want nothing to do with him, do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I do, Dave? What did I ever do? Didn't do a goddamn thing. What's your name, sir? Fuck the Pittsburgh Penguins. What are you doing, man?
Fuck the Pittsburgh Penguins. Okay, you know what we gotta do? We gotta have a, I think we should do this wrestling thing. This members-only wrestling thing, since you guys are members. And I need to sit here on Discord and we need to watch the stream, this media scrum. Bro, that scrum is like legendary. Like you guys said in the chat, you said it's legendary. It is. Kind of wish you could go back and watch this live. Then you guys went on the air and were talking about it. Dude, we weren't even going to watch the scrum, okay? We watched the pay-per-view. And we were tired. So we were like, all right, whatever. And then we're like, oh, there's a media scrum. Bro, we turned that shit on and we're like... like, Yo, we knew it was bad, but we didn't know it was this bad. We have to break that scrum down. We have to do it live. We have to watch it with you guys, and maybe when we're all here at the Royal Rumble, we'll watch the scrum and we'll talk about it before the Royal Rumble. Maybe we can watch it, record our reaction to it, and then upload that as like a Patreon only, not Patreon only, but like a members only video. It might actually go up on Patreon because if we show the scrum, YouTube's not going to allow it. I think, right? But if we trying to figure it out. But if we pre-record it, Patreon, they don't care what the fuck you put on there. But if I put it on Patreon, I think I could share the link with the members of this channel. So let me figure that out. Or we can always do a members only watch along. Then when it's over, we could talk about. Or I could record us doing the watch along, but not record that portion of the video. On like OBS, I could block out the video. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We should totally review that scrum. Because, I mean, it's almost 2 years later. The company's like in disarray over here. When you watch that video, you're never thinking he's going back to WWE. You're thinking, okay, the Elite's fucked. They're in big trouble. Because he's a top star. You never would think that this guy was going to get fired. Tony Khan's sitting right next to him, agreeing with him. But it came out the other day that the Bucks are pissed at Tony. Because he fired this guy's wife. So apparently the Bucks aren't happy in AEW. Tony Khan's sitting there looking like a deer in the headlights, moron. I think I can play the audio, so let's do it. Oh, where is it? Did I close it?
That's a fact. Okay, so you fancy yourself a journalist.
We actually bought that seltzer. They still sell it in the supermarket.
Would you say you're friends with Scott Colton? So you're not friends with him? Oh, well, that makes two of us. My point is, if you fancy yourself a journalist, even if it's for the silly world of professional wrestling, and you have journalistic integrity, people who report things, mostly that are bullshit, and slanderous lies against myself.
He said that because
You are
Dave
friends
was
with
there.
somebody.
And Brian.
If you're not friends with them, I
They were in the
apologize.
front row.
But you should probably disclose who you're friends with. I haven't had anything to do with Scott Colton in almost a decade. Probably wanted nothing to do with him even longer than that. It's fucking unfortunate that I have to come up here and speak on this when I'm on my time, and this is a fucking business. Why I'm a grown-ass adult man and I decide not to be friends with somebody is nobody else's fucking business. But my friends, if I fall backwards, will catch me. Scott Colton, I felt, never would have. My problem was I wanted to bring a guy with me to the top that did not want to see me at the top. Okay? You call it jealousy, you call it envy, whatever the fuck it is. My relationship with Scott Colton ended long before I paid all of his bills. I have every receipt. I have every invoice. I have every email. I have the email where he says, and I quote, "I agree to go our separate ways. I will get my own lawyer and you do not have to pay anymore." That's an email that I have. The only reason the public did not see is because when I finally had to countersue him through discovery, we discovered he shared a bank account with his mother. That's a fact. And as soon as we discovered that fact and we subpoenaed old Marcia, he sent the email, oh, can we please drop all this? Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him, want nothing to do with him, do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But what did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself? For what? What did I do, Dave? What did I ever do? Didn't do a goddamn thing. What's your name, sir? Fuck the Pittsburgh Penguins. What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
I made it really clear in Forbes, and I just want to make it clear again. Nick,
It's not his position to make it very fucking clear. There's people who call themselves EVPs that should have fucking known better. This shit was none of their business. I understand.
He's agreeing with him.
Fucking friends. I fucking get it. I stuck up for that guy more than anybody. Okay? I paid his bills.
I forgot what the Celtics call
It
him.
was my decision not to.
Yeah, but I should have no commented when Nick first said it. It's my fault, and if I hadn't, it's
appreciate
my
that.
fault. It's my fault.
appreciate
I
that.
should have
but
just
I'm-
taken it head
but
on
I'm-
because you never
But
said
I'm trying
anything.
to run a fucking business. And when somebody who hasn't done a damn thing in this business jeopardizes the first $1 million house that this company has ever drawn off of my back and goes on national television and does that, it's a disgrace to this industry. It's a disgrace to this company. Now, we're far beyond apologies, right? I gave him a fucking chance. It did not get handled, and you saw what I had to do, which was very regrettable, lowering myself to his fucking level. But that's where we're at right now. And I will still walk up and down this hallway and say, if you have a fucking problem with me, take it up with me. Let's fucking go.
15 minutes
What's
later.
your question, Nick?
Gotta love Punk Man, how he speaks his mind. Yeah, but they drove him crazy.
Why
They literally drove this guy crazy.
How do you feel about him being around? How do you feel about the time he spent away? All of that.
Well, if I may, I am the one who asked him to come back because MJF's a big star in this company, and this is one of the biggest events. A year ago, CM Punk debuted here, and I thought it was right for the fans. And like I said,
For some reason,
the
everybody
fans,
sounds
I
like
thought the best
Satan.
thing that we could do as a company was bring MJF back.
Because he wants me to work with pricks constantly. That's what it is.
Ooh. Nevertheless, two of the top wrestlers in the world, MJF and CM Punk, could be a big match down the line.
Sorry to keep bringing this fucking up, but I've never spoken his word in I don't know how long, so I'm a little fucking pissed off about it. When it came down that he was going to sue me, I asked to talk to him. He refused. I asked for mediation. It was denied. I offered him money. He said it was not enough. He went ahead with the lawsuit and sued. It's his fucking funeral. I don't care. He shares a bank account with his mother that tells you all you need to know about what kind of character that is. I appreciate it, Nick. I'm sorry if I'm a little fucking snippy. I'm hurt and I'm
Dude,
old.
my
and I'm fucking
my
tired,
wife thought it was
and I work with
hilarious when
fucking
he said he
children.
shares a bank account with his mother.
I regret not answering your question the first time you asked it. Yeah, but I should have just taken it head on like I did with Blake and Forbes recently.
We're all learning here, Tony. It's okay.
Thanks.
This is from Mindy's Bakery, by the way. It's a great place in Chicago. If you like pastries and baked goods, I suggest you go there. They're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, though. Sorry about all that, Mandy. All right, thanks.
So I've asked questions of presidential candidates in my old life. I don't think I've ever been as nervous as I am right now, but I'll direct this one to Tony. You saw the reaction MJF got when he came back out at the end of the night. Do you have any worries that he was cheered in Chicago while CM Punk, hometown guys in the ring? Do you have any worries about MJF he got pure booze before. He was one of the last pure heels left in wrestling that didn't try to get cheered, and now he's sort of set up as this anti-authority figure. Do you worry about what that means for the psychology going forward, especially if he's going to take on
Monday.
I think the fans want to see great wrestling matches. MJF's the top wrestler. CM Punk's the world champion, the top wrestler in the world. And I think having the top contenders, whoever came out of this match tonight, MJF sets up as a great challenger. And now CM Punk is the world champion. MJF being back, a lot of fans were excited to see it. But anytime somebody makes a comeback in the world of wrestling, generally you get a really big reaction. Am I worried about it? No, not really. Like, we have one of the most charismatic, popular professional wrestlers in the world right here. And frankly, the fans can react however they want. That's what's great about AEW and pro wrestling. We're not trying to tell people what to think. This is a really compelling story. People were emotionally moved. People are calling that a great ending. And I'm really glad people liked it. But the fact is, it was a great match and it was a great ending. And now we'll see what happens on Wednesday. I'm not going to comment on that.
I'll tell you why I'm upset about it. Because if you're an EVP, you don't try to middle your top babyface. Try to get your niche audience that's on the internet to hate him for some made-up bullshit rumor. Really pisses me off. Stepping on your own dick, trying to fucking, make money, sell tickets, fill arenas. And these stupid guys think they're in Reseda.
Yep, Dominic D'Angelo at freeshows.com. Punk, last time we were here last year, I asked you about like Terry Funk and his influence, like the legacy going on. Kind of, and this is for you too, Tony. I kind of like you've done a great job with incorporating legends throughout, the course of AEW and as it goes on. Kind of want to see what you feel about how a lot of the modern talent today can kind of utilize some of the advice and take advice.
I like how these journalist guys act like this shit's
even
real.
like Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone. I know I'm missing Jake Roberts. Plenty I'm missing, of course. But I just kind of want to get both your perspectives on that and how that can kind of go a little bit more to help you guys out grow as a company.
We have a locker room full of pretty brilliant minds. Jerry Lynn, Dean Malenko, Mark Henry. When I came back and I cut my promo my second week here, I thought it was pretty decent. You know what I mean? Kind of blur the lines a little bit. What's he doing? Oh, crazy Phil. He's going into business for himself. And really, I was just defending myself. But you mix that in with attacking Moxley and mention, Kingston being the second best Kingston, which is a pretty great line. But our locker room, for all the wisdom and brilliance it has, isn't worth shit when you have an empty-headed idiot who's never done anything in the business do public interviews and say, no, I don't really take advice. Who the fuck do you think you are? That's stupid. I'm on a team with Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, and I don't need to work on my swing. I'm not going to listen to these guys. They're going to tell me how to swing a baseball. Fucking go fuck yourself. Ooh, that's how I feel about it. I dare you to fucking say that to Terry Funk's face. I don't need to listen to you, Mr. Funk. I know what I'm doing. Fucking grow up.
Question for Punk.
I'm sorry,
from
speak
Bleacher
up.
Report.
What?
So we can't hear you.
Sorry. Question for CM Punk. Phil Lindsay from Bleacher Report. I think it caught a lot of people by surprise your loss 2 weeks ago, and your foot injury came into play. And I wonder, how much of that came into play tonight? Because a lot of fans would assume that was part of the reason you lost. But
Yes, it's real. He really lost 2 weeks ago. Come on. This guy's got some questions.
This is a true story. So I assume that it's like some sort of a reverse curse. I've had a real problem with footwear. I've been trying to figure out like what to wear. And that's real life. Like, I put my old wrestling shoes on and they didn't fit. I bought a new pair of 12s. They didn't fit. I've thought about wearing my gym shoes. They didn't have the stability I needed. And I bought a pair of Doc Martens because they're really comfortable. But they were too loose. And then Dan House was like, you want to try mine on? I'm like, they're a size 10. And I put them on and they just magically fit. They're like unbelievable, like a glove. They're tight, but not too tight. They give me stability and they're comfortable as hell. So I owe him more money now.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Punk. Izzy,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm sorry if I'm scary.
No, it's okay.
No, I like you, though. You're all right.
Thank you. I like you, too.
Thank
Huge
you.
fan. Izzy from the Hot Tag with Izzy. This question is actually directed towards Punk. We saw, you got your huge win tonight. Congratulations. And then also MJF returned. What is the message that you're trying to direct towards MJF this time around? Because you did have a feud with him a couple months ago.
I mean, do I have to? I guess. I don't know. I'm tired of wrestling these pricks. I'm tired of wrestling these kids that think they know everything. But I'm not the boss. He won the number one contendership, and I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I think Max is a supremely talented individual, but this goes for him and anybody else in the locker room that doesn't want to be here. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. And Max likes to, shit where he eats instead of watering the grass. So, we'll have to see how that goes. Thanks, Izzy.
John Alba podcast. Punk, a year ago we were in this room and it was after Adam Cole had debuted.
You
Ron
realize
Danielson had
the
debuted,
minute
and
MJF
you
goes to
said that
WWE,
it had the feeling of Bash at the Beach.
he's walking right into
where there
CM
was
Punk.
that
Did I say that?
energy. It was that
Did I
energy.
say that?
And a year later, here you are, world champion. Through the trials and tribulations, what's your honest assessment of the last year for you personally and professionally?
I know it sounds like a pretty ridiculous statement, but I would like to think, again, in 5 years, you'll see the impact of it. There's a chance I'm wrong. We got an uphill battle in a lot of respects. There's just so much drama and turmoil going on. But I like to believe in the place I work. We do have a very, very strong roster. And like I said, we have a lot of brilliant minds backstage. So if young talent's willing to actually listen and receive advice and information, I honestly think sky's the limit. There's always going to be people who think they should be the top guy, want to be pushed. And I get that. I mean, that was me from like 2008 to 2010 or whatever. And I always wanted more, but. I thought I acted like a top guy, like if I missed a flight, I rented a car and made the town. I didn't just go, I missed the flight, I guess I'm not going to be a TV. I think Adam Cole is fantastic. I'm more worried about his health now than worried about if his impact on wrestling is going to be bigger than Scott Hall's or something like that. Like I just want the kid to be healthy because he's a sweetheart. I know Eric Bischoff is really mad that I said that, so I stand by it.
Can you tell me a little bit about the recovery from the foot injury as far as, I know you went through, it's 3 months. That was pretty quick. That's, and you had major surgery, that stuff put in and everything. So,
I don't know why they had the volume.
So again, what I said in promo, I think maybe last week.
The bass was all fucked up on this thing.
I did the stage dive. What an idiot. I must have hit my foot on the top of the guardrail, but I didn't feel it. And you would think that shit would hurt, but when people caught me, they put me back down. I waited for FTR, and I'm standing on my foot, and it just didn't feel right, But I thought, again, maybe I just whacked it or something like that, and then I wrestled on it, blew a springboard, came off the top with like a double axe, did all this shit. And what I eventually did is, I fractured my foot, but then I pulverized the bones. Pulverized is the word Dr. Jung used. Surgery was supposed to be an hour. It wound up being like 4.5. I got 3 plates and 16 screws in my foot, and I have a new foot now. It is 100%, but it is a new 100%. And I'm, every day I rehab. But when I started rehab, this is the worst injury I've ever had. Had surgery on my elbow, easy peasy. Lower back, I could bike the next day. I could get a coffee. I could go for a 6-hour walk. You know what I mean? I could do something. I was bedridden for 2 weeks, and it was really, really hard for me because I really wanted to have this great summer and do good for Tony and sell tickets, draw money, help with ratings. And it all just came crashing down, but that's life. I missed out on Forbidden Door and United Center. I really wanted to wrestle there, and I have pride in my work,
and I wanted to carry the title and, carry through the summer and just help grow the business. So it was mentally devastating. I was bedridden for at least 2 weeks. I would be dead if it wasn't for my wife. I would also be dead because of my wife if that third week I didn't get out of bed. Love April to death. I wouldn't be here right now in a lot of ways if it wasn't for her. It may sound corny to some people, not being able to walk my dog was like really challenging.
All right, whatever. All right, I'm going to run. I want to thank you all for watching. Maybe I'll be back later. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream a game or something. If not, I'll definitely be back on tomorrow. I won't be here. I'll be home. So, everyone, take care. Stay safe. If I don't catch you tomorrow, Happy New Year. Till then,